It's been another very relaxing day, and I said before the sun comes out, let me come out here and share a few of my thoughts. I was up all night last night, and I didn't anticipate that. It was just so much of a zone that I was in, and I knew it was getting late, and I always wake up early now, but I was up early, but after being up all night. And it was strange because it just crept up on me. 1 minute I looked out, it was dark, and then the next minute I looked out and the sun was up. So I said, hey, at least I'm up. So I slept for a couple of hours and got up and created more content, took a nap, created more content, did some editing, took another nap, got something to eat. But I realized I haven't been eating as much, and I'm wondering about that because I have such a healthy appetite, right? I eat a lot. But ever since changing venues, to say, I haven't been eating as much. And this made me think really deep this morning. I laid down in the bed before I really got up for good, and I said, why is this, right? And to jump out of where I'm going with this to come back in to prove a point, I started to think about science class and what we learned in science class back in elementary school and back in junior high school, middle school, then high school. And one thing I have to say is that one thing stuck with me in chemistry class, right? That chemicals, they may all kind of look the same when they're in that little tube, right? And they'll say, this is this chemical, and this is that chemical, this is this chemical. And you have all of these chemicals spread out in front of you. And you're looking at these vials of chemicals, and they have a little stand that holds them. It's like a little tube, right? And it holds these chemicals. It's closed up. Some of them can't be released and opened because they get gaseous and make you sick. But we had experiments where we would take one chemical, right? One main chemical, and we'd mix it with all of the other chemicals. And we'd have empty vials, and you'd take that one main chemical and pour it into a little bit into another vial. And you take another chemical, right, and pour it into that vial, equal amounts. Nothing happens. But guess what? You take another tube, another vial of that same original chemical, and you put something else in it, another chemical. All of a sudden it starts to fizz up, and starts to not explode, because the teacher wouldn't put us at that kind of risk. But sometimes just a little tip of another chemical in that original chemical would make it fizz up and overflow out of the vial, like in a way like it's Coca-Cola or Sprite or some kind of Pepsi that you had in the bag and it was shaking up. You open it and it opens up. So what does it have to do with me not eating as much? I got a weird mind, but maybe this is going to make sense, right? But me being away from the influence of so many people, me being away from where I used to live, even though it was pretty quiet compared to New York City, right? But me living there, and when I have to go outside, take out the garbage, you have to see somebody else, another tenant, or you go down the street or just go to the corner store, which there were a lot of nice people there, so it wasn't a problem. But it let me know that you can be affected physically by the people that you have around you. People are like chemicals. Some people you get around, nice and mellow, they're good, you're good, nothing bad. But other people that you get around, they might irk you. And in this society, you can't go and smack somebody and say, get away from me, or punch them in the face or get violent. So most of us hold this stuff in. We don't express ourselves. We don't even say, listen, I don't like you, get away from me. Which that's the healthiest thing to do, really. You're not out here to win friends and influence people. I'm not a bullshitter that way. I got to just say, get away from me. What you said wasn't right. I'm not even going to get into it. Just go. Get away. That's the way I am. And it's better for me. But that being said, with so many different reactions of people around you, and you're in crowds and you're in buses, I'm not saying I'm paranoid or something like that. I can deal. I like to be around people. I like to people watch. But the effect that they will have on you, slightly, that you don't even realize, because their energy, their lower vibrations, or even their higher vibrations can affect you in a way to motivate you to do certain things. I'm in close contact with an individual right now that's so high so high vibrational that it's just driving me crazy with motivation. I pass out every day, not last night, right? But this morning I did. But most of the time I pass out striving for something, and I'm learning stuff, and I'm learning more stuff than I can even do right now. And it's just such a positive thing. And at 60 years old, it's like, wait a second, how do you get to 22 and 24 and 30? And you're like, oh, life is not all that. Life is no good at all. It's because of the chemical reaction from the people that you're around. That's what it is. And this is why I haven't even been eating as much. I'm not saying that I'm some nervous eater, but since I've been away from people, I would basically eat once. Yesterday I ate once for the whole day. Then you come outside here in the peace and quiet. And that's a certain nutrition that you're getting from these plants and from the so-called wildlife, because it's not wild, it's very much in order. And then it rains and the rain hits you and your feet are in the ground, grounding and connecting. And you're getting a nourishment on a mental level. You're getting a nourishment on a spiritual level that you didn't have before. And now the need for food is even less. The things that were in your face when you go to the supermarket and you say, well, I shouldn't be eating this right now, but I'm going to get this anyway. And you munch it and you go home, you go to sleep and you're passing gas and your stomach feels, it's just like I'm one with nature. I don't see these animals out here running around trying to go and stuff themselves with snacks or stuff themselves with alcohol or fried food and French fried and fried pork and fried chicken. No. So I know that this is a healthy move for me. And I like what I'm feeling. Today, aside from Mr. SCURV, I didn't see anybody. Up here, I don't usually see anybody. It has given me a clarity of mind and given me the ability to have a heightened sense of a spiritual discernment than ever before. And I like it. And so when I go out into public, I can absorb more of what I see. And sometimes I can't even deal with the eye contact of the energy that these people have, the spirits, right? So I learned that about myself. And when you have the time to be still and quiet, where there's no demands on you, the thoughts can come through to you easier, clearer. And the way we live, what I was thinking too, growing up in New York City, I absorbed a lot of experiences, and I'm grateful for that. But on the flip side, being around such mayhem and chaos and people packed up on each other in unnatural living conditions, you have apartment buildings and people are stacked up on each other and there's one door to go in and out. How are you being affected? Maybe some of your addictions that you have, you wouldn't have. Maybe it could be in reaction to the toxic people that are around you, and also, or the good people who are not toxic, who have a good spirit, but they're being taxed because they have to rope-a-dope all of this stuff around them that's not healed up. See, if you're not healed, and we're all in a state of healing, but if you're not healed and you have no desire to heal, your lack of healing will affect others. But if you are in the process of healing, and you know you got this stuff to clear up from within yourself, the way I feel, it's not going to affect you or the other people around you. It won't affect the people around you, because you're in the process of cleansing yourself up. So the universe gives you a pass. The natural laws gives you a pass because you're making things right from within yourself. And it's usually things that were done to you or atmospheres and environments that you've been around that it wasn't your fault. You just happened to be there and you had to deal with these energies which got you dusty. If I was out here with Mr. SCURV working earlier today and not doing what I was doing on the inside, I would have dust all over me. Maybe I wiped my face, my hand was dirty, I would look a little dirty. But because I didn't do that and come out here, which she loves to do what she does. Oh yeah, go inside, I got this. It's meditation for her, right? And it's quickly becoming that for me. Because to step out into your backyard and you have all of this space and different plants talking to you, and it's just wonderful. It's healing. You don't hear any noises. Your phone's not ringing off as much, and sometimes you learn to cut your phone off and just not answer it or deal with it for 8 hours. This is a whole new world for me, and I like the way I feel. But whatever I learn, I'm going to pass on. It was amazing to me that I only ate once a day, and it wasn't even that much. And early on, I was hungry. I got up and I left out. I was sipping lemon juice all day. I took some lemon and squeezed it in some water, and I was, let me see around me, because we do have snakes sometime, right? But not much. They don't bother anybody. I've seen a few up here. But yeah, when you're in one with yourself, and I'm not trying to sound like a guru or whatever. I'm just saying, with no distractions, to be able to go within yourself. Another benefit as an artist, that is a dream come true. Because I'm about to go inside. I created enough content for the day. I'm about to go inside and sketch and draw, play my music, flow, use different parts of your brain. Lots of times when we're cramped up just on a job or in a city and we go on the same commute and people are smoking and people are jealous and people are looking at you all funny and they got anger management problems and they're looking at you to try to start something. What you looking at, man? You know what I mean? That attacks the spiritual shield that we have, and lots of times instead of being able to go within ourselves, we're not able to focus and go within ourselves because something outside is distracting us and calling us and pulling us. And this is why it's funny, because and I can speak from experience because I was born and raised in New York City. Those of us who are there, most of the time we're working, we want a vacation somewhere in the Caribbean, right? To stay away really from all that killing that's going on, but we'll go to a resort where there's a private beach or something, right? Or we'll go like someplace like this in the motherland. Lots of folks want to go to Europe, but why are you trading one for the other? You're not going to get the same feeling around all of that energy as you would the real motherland, Mother Earth experience away from the electricity in the air. How can someone project negativity in your life if they can't see you? They might see you on a video, but that's done. Once they see it, it's already created. And you're off into your own thing. By the time you see this, I might be sleeping, taking another nap. I might not put it up for 3 days. I don't know. I got so much content to put up, and I haven't. You just flow. You just flow. Mr. SCURV might say, hey, let's take a walk up into the village. I might have my camera, just get a few clips of that. I don't know. But you do it easily. You flow. There's no sense of urgency that way, because if you flow from within, it's effortless to create. When you're under the gun and people are pulling you away from you having yourself to yourself, you can't flow because you're always distracted. And when you finally reset yourself to get into it again, it's like you're wearing yourself down. You only have so many startups. Even when your starter is bad on the car, everything else is good, but the start is bad. So you want to have it where in your day, right, you don't have too many false starts. Because every subsequent start that you have to start all over again because something distracted you, you're not as powerful in your starting. And your mind is not as focused in your starting. So make sure everything is laid out. And the best way is to get away from these entities. They're nice people, they can distract you too. Because they have needs and questions and worries and concerns that you're willing to help them with, right? But you have to have your time. Don't feel guilty about taking your time. There's no limit. Take your time. When you want to accomplish things effortlessly, you can go and dig even deeper when you have that one good start, and you can go deeper into yourself. I don't have any dilemmas, but I have challenges of things, right? I'll throw you one. For my studio, I was going to get one of those big tree trunk tables that are cut out huge. And then they finish it off and make it nice. And it just didn't sit well with me. Because I wanted it so big that I probably wouldn't be able to get it through the door. And then, I wanted it wide. I'm still going to get it wide. But the solution to that came to me in a better way. In a way that's more durable. I'm not going to say it. You'll see it when I do it. But I had another idea that went above and beyond that. And it wouldn't be so heavy and clunky. And it's something that I create. And it would look so professional with the way I plan the decor in my studio. If I was so distracted with so many things and that creative thought was buried deep inside of me, if I was on the surface dealing with the external, have to go here, have to go there, people in traffic giving you the finger, people next door making noise or just whatever, people hating on you, just energies. I wouldn't be able to go as deep and pull that out. And now I know what it is that I have to do. And when you flow with that in your instincts, so even if you are in those places where there are a lot of people, You have to have the ability to go within yourself and partially tune them out. And I say partially because emergency might happen. If you're zoned out and cut off completely, you won't know. But allow yourself time every single day to go within yourself and to speak to yourself and to go within and find out what it is that works for you, that does best for you, and stop giving yourself away to people who are using you, who don't reciprocate in their, what they benefit in. They mention nothing about you. It should be reciprocal. You clean all those energies out and you'll find yourself rising quick. You'll find yourself, while you do your thing, like for me, it's a creative thing. Whether it's writing, drawing, talking in front of a video, editing for somebody else, or doing graphics. I do graphics. If you need graphics, I'll do it for a reasonable fee, right? Do it from within. Feel good with what you do. You should never be under the gun creating, because it will never come out right. If you're under the gun, I gotta hurry up and do this, I got a schedule, no, I have no schedule. But if I did have a schedule, what I'm doing now, free flowing, would beat that, because I'm not under the gun. So now free flowing, I can go deeper and deeper. I can take a break when I want. I can come back and say, no, I want to do the video over here with this angle. I want these trees behind me. Let me go way down in the back. Let me go up on the balcony. Let me go here. Let me go walk. Let me take my handheld and walk and just, and it's not all about the video. You got to go to the site Lancescurv.com, because there's other things I am doing that you'll only see, that you won't see on YouTube or Facebook or whatever. Or free flow, like when I first started. I used to draw a picture. If it took a week and a half, it took a week and a half. And then I put it up. It wasn't like I have to do this every day and no. It comes from within. It takes time. What if somebody told you, if you asked them to use a bathroom, not to get nasty, but said, listen, you have to do a number 2. And they say, well, okay. As soon as you get there and the seat hits and you sit down in the seat, you got 30 seconds. It ain't gonna come out right. It might even be 30 seconds you need, but if you know that you're under the gun, it's not gonna come out right. So understand that we all have a gravitational pull. We all have an auric field around us, and when they overlap, there's a trade-off. And it could be a positive for you or it could be a negative for you, right? So you got to understand, when you want to think clear and go deep within yourself and not be distracted, you're going to have to keep yourself away from these energies, because like I said in the beginning, people are like chemicals. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow. Maybe I'll do 4 or 5 of these if different ideas hit me, and it's earlier, but it's getting dark. I can put on some lights, but my friends will be coming out soon. You know what I mean? Nothing bad, but I've learned to wear my long pants, right, when I come out here, because things like to bite you sometime when you have that sweet blood. But I will be back tomorrow, and I will promise to try to do these every day. And then sometimes I'm doing more content than others, or I may have some work to do. Add to the pocket, you know what I mean? So whatever comes, I'm free flowing. I just want to let you know, I want to thank you for being with me here on my journey, and hopefully wings of my journey and Mr. SCURV's journey can inspire you to not be defeated, not let anybody infiltrate your mind to keep you from your destiny, that you hold on and you never give up. Never give up, because there are people and entities out here who are hell-bent on stopping you from manifesting your destiny when they know that you have a certain light inside of you. So just the same way that I'm here now in West Africa, right? And I was in Orlando, Florida, driving a bus, thinking about it. I was in New York City thinking about Florida, and that wasn't the way. And I said, okay, maybe Jamaica. And I said, no, that's not the way. No. If you saw that Jamaican jealousy video, you'll know what I mean, right? Look on it, Lancescurv.com. And there's some other videos that YouTube will not allow me. Just want to add another footnote. They won't allow me to put up, so I'll put them on another platform, but they'll be on Lancescurv.com. So always make sure to check that, because there's always going to be things that's going to, even some things that may be a little more risque. I'm getting into different types of content, and if I can really tell you, I might tell you on the membership tomorrow. One of the offers that were made to me out of nowhere, because I have good equipment. It's a crazy world out here. Don't know though. Anyway, let me run. I'm going to get a little bite to eat, maybe a little piece of fruit. I'm not even craving much food now. I just want to put like a piece of fruit, lemon juice or something, and I'm feeling light. And I wish I can transfer this feeling on to many of you, which you have good feelings for me, and I utilize what you share with me. Because wisdom, you know, iron sharpens iron. We got to help each other, learn certain things, and I hope what I said today maybe help to make you elevated in your thinking to realize how the energies of other people affect us and cause us to overeat, cause us to have certain addictions, even lust and masturbation, watching porn, being around certain lustful energies may make you a certain way. So when you get away from all of that, and you feel light, you don't feel heavy and burdened and sweating because your gut is full of bad food and your mind is full of bad thoughts and your spirit feels bogged down. Get away. Get away from all of that. Get away and be free. Anyway, Lancescurv out. Much love. Oh, salute to my brothers. And much love to my sisters. I got to practice that more. I'm falling out of line. We got some birds. See, the sound's going to start coming out now. And there's some things that are so... An owl flew past me, man. I thought it was trying to take my head off. And we got the little bats that fly around, the fruit bats, and they eat the papaya. And I go up on the balcony and I'm just looking like, man, look at all this. This is better than an HBO movie. Anyway, take care, y'all. Much love. Lancescurv out. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace.